Hey guys, Kyle Coggins here, bringing you another movie review. Today we're going to talk about the movie War Machine, starring Brad Pitt, a Netflix original. This movie is a biopic about a general named Glenn McMahon who went to Afghanistan with an agenda to win the war. Some things I like about this movie. It's a great movie for people that don't understand what our purpose is in Afghanistan. And even if you agree or disagree, the movie does a great job of explaining both sides of the coin, so to speak. At first, I thought the movie would suffer because there's pretty much no combat in the movie, and the trailers made me think there was going to be combat and Brad Pitt was going to lead the troops over in Afghanistan into combat and stuff like that. And it's not that type of movie, but I thought it would suffer because of that, but I thought it's actually a lot better because of that. It focuses on the general and what he had to try and overcome with the frustrations of the government in both countries, Afghanistan and America's chain of command. And they give great examples of how no matter where you are on the food chain, if you're E1, an O1, or a general like Brad Pitt was, you still have frustrations when it comes to talking to the upper chain of command, and that's very frustrating, and you can see his frustration throughout the movie. I think Brad Pitt does a great job at that. The film keeps you engaged. It goes at a good pace. It's a very flatline movie, and I liked it because I was expecting big and over the top, but once I got into the film, about 15 minutes into it, I realized it's not the type of movie. I dropped down my adrenaline and excitement, and I just rode that storyline straight through. And I enjoyed the pace, and I thought it was pretty good. Talking about that, it helps you understand the military's gripes with President Obama. I think they did a good job at explaining that. And not in a distasteful way where it's like, oh man, screw that guy. But it kind of shows it. I think it does a good job of showing you both sides of the coin. Some people may not agree with that, but sometimes you got to take yourself out of the box and really look at it from both sides. And I think they do a good job at allowing you some time to sit back and look at it from the other side. Some things I disliked about the movie. I don't have anything negative to say, really. I'm not a fan of grading biopics, biographies, because it's like grading how awesome, sad, or drama-full somebody's life was or is. And I don't think that's fair. So I'll try to grade the movie on technical aspects, the acting, the direction, instead of the story and the characters, because you can't, if you're telling a true story, you're going to say, oh, that guy's life was boring, or man, that guy's experience, those, you know what I mean? It's not fair. I don't think it's fair to do that. Brad Pitt does a good job trying to be this real life man, which his name isn't really Glenn McMahon, but you could go look up and see the real story of the general. But the only gripe I had with Brad Pitt was that because he was playing this general, and this general was so personality strong, it kind of reminds you of his lieutenant role in Inglourious Basterds. And I think it makes the movie better because all I see is the LT from Inglourious Basterds, and I think it makes the movie better. It just becomes funny sometimes, and I think it drives the film very well. Grading the movie, putting the story to a side on all the technical aspects and stuff like that, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't what I expected, but I didn't turn it off saying, okay, let's move on. Like, nah, I looked into I love true stories and biopics, so I looked into some of the events and how true it was and stuff like that, and it's a very interesting story. But all in all, 7 out of 10 I think is a good score. But Netflix has a lot of expensive, theatrical, stealing movies coming up in their slate. They're I don't want to say they're changing the game, but they're definitely, it's an independent, you know, these big time actors and actresses and directors that want to make these films that that studios don't want to give up the money for theatrical releases. They're going to Netflix now. Netflix is giving them the money, and they get to make these small films now, and I really appreciate that. Will Smith has one coming out with him being a buddy cop with a org, I think, something like that. It looks kind of weird. There's a trailer. I can't remember the movie off the top of my head. But also, Martin Scorsese has a movie coming out with Robert De Niro. And, you know, I mean, Netflix is really stepping up their game. But like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.